I told you that a man worth over $500 million and some estimate closer to $3 billion when you include all of his companies and is the most beloved YouTube creator on the internet who gives millions away to kids every week is hiding one of the darkest secrets in YouTube history. Jimmy Donaldson, better known as MrBeast, sits at the very top of the content world. Over 500 million subscribers across his channel, the undisputed king of YouTube. The man who turned stunts and giveaways into a massive empire. To most people, he's the ultimate success story, a kid who went from nothing to building a multi-$100 million content empire that prints money. But everything isn't what it seems. Today we're pulling back the curtain on the real MrBeast. And stick with me into the very end of this video because we're going to expose things that very few people know about his past, his connections, and his rise to the top, and how one man was positioned to become the face of something much larger than himself. Jimmy's rise is actually insane when you take a look at it from the inside. Back in 2012, as a 13-year-old kid, he started posting videos under the name MrBeast 6000. For years, he grinded out low-quality gaming videos and random skits that barely got any views. Most people would have just quit at that point, and the algorithm wasn't kind to him for a long time. But everything changed in 2017 when he dropped his first major viral video, I Counted to 100,000. That single video exploded and completely changed his life almost overnight. From there, it was rocket fuel. He started doing bigger and crazier challenges. He spent 50 hours buried alive, surviving Antarctica, and giving away millions of dollars in one single video. His channel grew from basically nothing to tens of millions of subscribers in just a few years. He built an entire business empire: Beast Burgers, Feastables, MrBeast Gaming, and Beast Philanthropy. The man is a walking money printer. And on the surface, this is the American dream on steroids. A kid with a camera and a dream who outworked everyone else and became the biggest creator on the platform. He even launched physical products and a whole media company. To the average person on YouTube, Jimmy Donaldson is proof that if you work just hard enough and stay consistent, you can make it. But if you look closer, some things don't quite add up. And that's where this story starts to get very interesting. Most creators take years, sometimes decades, to build an audience from nothing. They grind for views, struggle with the algorithm, and slowly figure out what works. Jimmy went to barely getting any views to pulling in millions overnight. His production quality jumped dramatically within months. The jump from counting in his bedroom to million-dollar stunts happened way too fast for a normal creator who just started with nothing. Where did all the money and these giant videos come from so early on? And how did a teenager with no major backing suddenly have the resources to pull off these massive productions? The official story says it was all from an ad revenue and sponsors, but many people who watched his growth from the beginning find that explanation hard to believe. Even more telling is how scientific his operation became. Jimmy created a detailed internal memo called How to Succeed in MrBeast Production, a 36-page document breaking down exactly how to manipulate viewer attention and retention. He studied the algorithm like a scientist studies a virus. He broke down exactly what makes people click and what makes them stay, what makes them subscribe, and how to engineer dopamine hits at a precise moment. This wasn't the work of one young guy's natural talent, I don't think. This was advanced physiological engineering that came from somewhere else. You don't just wake up one day and write a 36-page masterclass on attention hacking unless someone taught you the deeper layers of how the system actually works. And look what happened after he perfected it. Almost every major YouTuber now copies his thumbnail style, his pacing, his use of money and spectacle, and his money-obsessed content. He didn't just succeed, he changed the entire platform. He set the standard that turned YouTube from a place of creativity and personality into a pure attention and money machine. And think about that for a second. One man changed how millions of creators make content. That level of influence doesn't happen by accident. One of the most bizarre things about Jimmy's public image is how little he speaks about his real dad. His parents divorced when he was young, around 2007, and while he occasionally mentions growing up in a broken home, he almost never talks about his biological father by name or shows him. Online references to his father are minimal and strange. Some older records list him as Charles Donaldson, a military man, but in the public narrative that Jimmy controls, the man is essentially a ghost. In all these years of fame, Jimmy has never shown his real father, not once. Not in a single vlog, not in any family footage, nothing. Meanwhile, his mom appears occasionally. His mom has been shown multiple times, but his actual biological father, total erasure. Radio silence. It's like the man was scrubbed from existence in the official story of Jimmy. This level of scrubbing a parent from your entire public life is extremely strange, and most people with family issues still mention their parents in passing or show old photos, but Jimmy treats his real father like a classified secret. When someone scrubs a parent this aggressively from their entire public narrative, it raises serious questions about what they're hiding and why. Bloodlines matter in certain circles. Hidden family connections often point to deeper power structures. The fact that we know almost nothing about this man, combined with everything else we're about to discuss, starts to paint a very different picture on who Jimmy Donaldson actually is and where he came from. So Jimmy just doesn't act like a regular content creator anymore. He moves like someone with serious backing from powerful people. He's been seen promoting books by Peter Thiel, the billionaire venture capitalist who openly talks about building monopolies, creating godlike technology, and reshaping society through definite optimism and technology dominance. Why is a YouTuber pushing the philosophy of one of the most powerful technocrats in the world? He's also been closely linked to Bill Pulte, a man with deep ties to wealthy political donors and influence networks, and is now in our government. Pulte has openly talked about having a stake in Beast Industries, so we have to ask the obvious question here. Was Jimmy really a self-made success, or was he chosen, funded, and fast-tracked by people with much deeper pockets and bigger agendas? Then there's the Harvard shirt. Jimmy dropped out of community college after just 2 weeks, he claims. His mom reportedly kicked him out of the house for it, yet multiple times he's been seen wearing Harvard apparel and school apparel. For someone who constantly preaches that school is a waste of time, it's odd how much he likes to associate himself with one of the most elite universities in the world. Here's where it gets much darker and connects to the bigger picture. Ivy League schools like Harvard have deep historical ties to secret societies, occult rituals, elite bloodlines, and hidden power structures. These aren't just universities, they're gateways. Yale has Skull and Bones, one of the most famous secret societies in America, which has produced presidents, CIA directors, and some of the most powerful people in the country. Harvard has its own exclusive clubs and societies that serve similar functions. These institutions have long been placed where the children of the ruling class are initiated into the real game, the game of power, symbolism, networking, and control. When Jimmy wears the Harvard shirt, it's not some innocent nostalgia or random fashion. It's signaling. It's showing alignment with that world. At the same time, many powerful figures connected to the Epstein files and similar elite networks have strong ties to southern states, the same region Jimmy is from in North Carolina, and more. The Epstein network wasn't just random rich people, it involved powerful families, old money, political influence, and institutions across the southern United States. Southern power structures have long influenced money, politics, philanthropy, and behind-the-scenes control in America. When you put all of this together, the erased biological father, the elite university signaling, the rapid ascent with mysterious funding, the promotion of technocratic philosophy, and a symbolic branding, it stops looking like a normal YouTuber success story and it starts looking like a carefully selected and positioned individual being elevated to become the face of something much larger. This is how the real system works. They don't always put their own blood in front of the camera. Sometimes they find broken, ambitious, talented kids from the right backgrounds and give them the machine. In exchange, those kids deliver the next generation. Jimmy just didn't become successful. He changed the entire game for everyone else. Almost every major YouTuber now copies his thumbnail style, his video pacing, and his money and spectacle, and his money-obsessed content. He set the standard that turned YouTube from a place of creativity, personality, and community into a pure attention and money machine. This is exactly what the Bible describes as the beast system, a deceptive force that controls what people watch and what they want and how they think, all through charisma, spectacle, and false miracles of generosity. The beast doesn't come with horns and fire. It comes with smiles, cash cannons, and wholesome content that programs an entire generation. Think about what MrBeast content actually teaches children. It teaches them that money solves everything. It teaches them that attention is the ultimate currency. It teaches them that the goal in life is to get views, get rich, and put bigger and bigger spectacles on. It trains them from a young age to chase dopamine through materialism and public validation. This isn't neutral entertainment. This is programming. And it works incredibly well because it's wrapped in the language of generosity and fun. The fact that he literally named his entire company and brand Beast is not a coincidence. It's one of the most obvious tells in the entire operation. They didn't even try to hide it. Beast Industries, Beast Philanthropy, Beast Burger, MrBeast. The name is right there in front of everyone's face. So I've been holding on to this because it changes everything about how you should see him. I wasn't some random person who just discovered MrBeast last year. I was actually one of his early fans. I started watching him when he had around 100,000 subscribers, and I was there during the like and subscribe and I'll give you a cookie era. I watched the transition happen in real time. Before the stunts, before the giveaways, before the savior image, Jimmy built his early audience by making dozens of videos like worst intros on YouTube. In those videos, he would sit there and brutally make fun of little kids, children who were just trying to make fun videos. He would mock their voices, their editing, their enthusiasm, their everything, and laugh at them for views and clout. This was the real Jimmy Donaldson at the time, before the machine took over, a desperate kid who had no problem punching down at children to grow his channel. He wasn't some innocent guy who just wanted to make people smile. He was willing to exploit and humiliate children for attention. Then the counting video hits 33 million views. He gets massive funding from somewhere, and suddenly he completely reinvents himself as the generous hero who loves kids and gives away millions. The same guy who used to humiliate children for clout is now pretending to be their bigger protector and role model. That's not personal growth, that's not redemption, that's a calculated manufactured rebrand. And it gets even worse when you look at the pattern. Remember the Chris Tyson scandal? One of his closest friends and longtime creative director was involved with extremely disturbing artwork of children from controversial artists. The kind of content that should have raised massive flags immediately. That situation was swept under the rug as fast as possible, and Jimmy only distanced himself after it became too big to ignore. Now, I'm not directly pointing fingers at Jimmy and accusing him of anything. Of course, I don't think he's directly affecting any children physically or harming anyone, but this isn't isolated. It's part of a broader pattern of being comfortable with the exploitation of children in multiple forms. The Beast system doesn't just exploit children through hidden networks and blackmail operations, it exploits their innocence in every way possible, turning the natural wonder, curiosity, and purity into addiction to money, attention, views, and materialism. Kids shouldn't be bombarded with cash cannons, grinding culture, and getting rich or die trying energy at such a young age. It warps their developmental minds. It teaches them their value comes from spectacle and wealth. It destroys the innocence and purity that should be protected at all costs. PBS Kids doesn't teach toddlers about chasing money and dopamine hits from wealth spectacles, but MrBeast's empire does, on a massive global scale to hundreds and millions of children. His old behavior of mocking children, his tolerance for disturbing content involving children in his inner circle, and his current empire that programs kids to worship money and attention all connects to the same thing: feeding off innocence to build power. This is how the real system has always worked. Those who seek power have often targeted the pure, the innocent, and the young because their energy is powerful. Whether through direct ritual, through media programming, or through psychological manipulation, the pattern is the same. Jimmy's story follows the pattern perfectly. The desperate kid willing to exploit children for views gets elevated. The rebrand happens. The entire empire gets built on the backs of children attention and innocence, and the whole thing gets named Beast. This is the Beast system in human form, using charisma, money, spectacle, and the exploitation of innocence to control attention and shape an entire generation. And the crazy part, he literally named his company after it. Think about everything you just heard: the suspiciously fast rise, the erased father, the elite connections and signaling, the 33 million view video, and the old videos mocking children. None of this is normal, and none of it happens by accident. The question isn't whether Jimmy Donaldson is a nice guy who gives away money on camera. The question is, what is he really the face of? And once you see it, you can't really unsee it. This has been Purple America. Thanks for watching. If this opened your eyes even just a little bit, share it with someone that needs to see it and like this video. The algorithm doesn't want this video to spread at all, I'm sure, but the truth has a way of getting out anyways. Stay awake, everyone. God bless.